Well, we go from one very important organization to another. My next guest, Colleen Hill, she's the Executive Director of the Alzheimer Society of Ottawa in Renfrew County. She joins me here on the show because we have some new polling numbers to discuss. So first of all, Colleen, thanks for joining us. Appreciate you spending time with us today. Let's first of all talk about the society itself. Tell us how you support members in our community.
Sure. We support, there are about 24,000 people living with dementia in the Ottawa area, and we provide support not only to people living with dementia, but also to their care partners. We have a First Link Care Navigator, which supports the family in navigating the system and getting the care that they need. We also have the Music Project, which is free of charge. It's a curated music list and a music player that is sent directly to the person. And music is something that's really important and brings people joy when they listen to it. We also have our virtual Minds in Motion, which is not only physical activity, but also mental exercises. And so we have many things to support people that are living with Alzheimer's and other dementias.
Yeah, and you mentioned that number. I mean, that's a staggering number, and that's just in this area across Ontario. I think you mentioned to me before the show, what, 260,000 people?
It's 260,000 Ontarians are living with dementia, and that is projected to double in a generation.
Wow.
So this is something that requires a lot of support.
Let's talk about some of those polling numbers. What are some of the latest polling numbers when it comes to, what you've been looking at here in the province of Ontario?
Sure. So we have polled Ontario voters, and nearly 1 in 3 voters have a close family member that is living with dementia. Over 50% of the voters are actually concerned about their own risk of developing dementia, and across party lines, people are looking for their elected officials to do more to support people living with dementia.
What's wrong? What would you say, obviously your organization, I'm sure, have done a lot of research on this. What would you say are some of the biggest things we're doing wrong when it comes to Alzheimer dementia care here in this province?
Well, that's a really difficult question. I mean, there's not enough integrated support. So, of course, that's one of our recommendations. One of our key recommendations is to establish integrated community support. Because people living with dementia want to stay at home for as long as they can.
Right.
And so this includes community support services, respite care, occupational therapy, home care, memory clinics, and of course the medical interventions to retain the quality of life for the person living with dementia.
And these are those recommendations from this roadmap. You've put together this roadmap, I guess, of dementia strategy. How many recommendations have come out of that roadmap?
Well, earlier in 2022, we actually consulted with 21 experts, and they included people with lived experience, physicians, sector advocates, researchers. And the result of that was this roadmap to a renewed Ontario dementia strategy. And there are 77 recommendations in there. So it is actionable, it's costed, it's ready-made. And this is a path towards transformational dementia strategy. And that's available for review at votedementia.ca.
Yeah, and I think one of the important things we want to get across here too is the awareness of, we do have a campaign coming up, and so make sure that you make those elected officials or those that are going to be elected accountable when it comes to something that's going to be important for, as you just described those numbers. 1 in 3 are going to be affected by this, and those numbers are going to double, as you said. So an important awareness segment here on the show today. Thank you so much for joining us, Colleen. Really appreciate the time.
Thank you so much, Derek. I really appreciate you having me.
It's a pleasure. Again, visit the website to find out more information. That roadmap resource is available to everybody. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time here on Daytime.